Good evening. I'm sitting here in our dark church building. It must be 8:20 at night. We've had the curfew come into effect, and actually there's one bright light on in a tent up there. Probably it should go out, but I don't think it'll disturb too many people. Go out soon. I actually wrote something that I was planning to put in a blog, but I remembered that I can't do that from down here with this computer that I have, so maybe I'll just read it to you. So once again, the suffering that people are going through in this country has just really touched my heart. And the sort of cruelty and evil experienced when men stop caring about the suffering that they're causing, it just rips at the heart. And I wondered today, am I broken inside? And will I always be this emotional from now on when I encounter suffering like this? So, and then I thought, maybe has God used this experience to even maybe fix me, and maybe the deep empathy that I feel is something that is a reflection of His heart or His character. I'm sure that is the case to some extent, but it just hurts. I made a list of just a few people who we're praying for right now, and I guess caring about. Dasha's a pregnant mom in Mariupol. Her family is one of three families, only three families left in the larger apartment block. A grandmother in our church has an apartment in Mariupol, and it's too dangerous for this pregnant mum to walk 30 minutes to an evac point just south of her position, and so they continue to stay there in the corridor. Shane was in Kiev with a friend, a friend of the family's, I guess, friend of Shane and Jim's. She actually taught Ukrainian to our kids, but her apartment block was bombed last night, and Shane took her and her husband there to see what was salvageable, and he's actually going to call to get me to bring the truck if there was stuff that we could take out and bring here. But nothing left. There's 5 people who are hoping to stay in the church building and have been hoping for a few days to get down here. They're still waiting for a safe window and an evac van up in Chernigov. Chernigov is about 150 kilometers north of Kiev, so it's about 220 kilometers north of our position, and it's just impossible to travel by the roads right now. And they've actually kind of made new roads across the fields, just across the fields, and that's highly dangerous. And a family of 4 people and 1 cat, maybe 2 cats even. But they called me just an hour before curfew time, asking if they could stay here, and I'll stay here through tomorrow, which is a complete day of curfew. And but I listened to them tell of what the last week has been for them, and I realized for you guys, I cannot explain it or describe the horror and the terror that they've seen, and I wouldn't anyway, because it would be to entertain you, or maybe I could justify it by saying it gives you a better idea of what people are going for, but I don't think you need that. You know what people are going for, going through. Sorry, it is just incredibly hard. Yeah, they've lost their apartment there and probably their home too. As they had an apartment and a home. The Russians, just as the Western news is reporting, they do not care about civilians. They target civilians. They've been firing missiles into civilian areas and specifically targeting them. It's something. Well, I guess it's worthwhile remembering that it's something that did happen in the Second World War. The Allies did that in the Second World War as well. But in this day and age, it kind of feels like it's just so wrong to do that, because the civilized countries of the world, they try to keep civilian casualties to a minimum. They go to extreme lengths to do that. And but here, Russia's just targeting civilians. It honestly just feels evil. Evil. Yeah. Pris and Ellie and Cheryl are they're in Rovno right now. They're staying with Pris's parents who are there. They left the camp, which I'm actually I'm happy that they did that. The camp's not far from the Belarusian border, and the Belarusians are at least talking about getting involved in the fight. And I've heard a couple of comments today by different people saying that it's an issue, something to be maybe they're expecting it. There's some people who are expecting the Belarusians to enter into the fight. It would be great if they didn't. Great for Ukraine. But if I think the war for Kiev, the battle for Kiev, is going to be a long, drawn-out one, and maybe even Kiev will be able to hold the Russians off. I don't know. There's been warnings about the town next to us being targeted in the next few days. What do you believe? Rumors are rumors. We still feel very safe in this village. Yeah, and I think if the Russians do end up coming down this way, then we have plenty of time to realise that this is happening, and if the roads haven't been cut, then to get out, at least get some people out. So hopefully Pris and the girls will be able to come back sometime this week. We've talked to some people about that. We need to collect a package from down south. Southwest. Please pray that goes out and that goes okay. Important one. We have 11 people here again. 12 people, 13 people, 13. And two of our men went back home for a couple of days. They had to return the car that they borrowed, and actually what they said was that they need to go and weld a tank as well. Good on them. And but they'll be trying to come back here. They couldn't actually get into their town. It was blocked off, and they refused entry. But they went to a town nearby where they met up with the owner of the car, I think. But if they can get in and get their car, they have a car that needs fixing, they'll try to do that and then bring it down here. I think it was a good choice to bring the ladies and children down. I feel like things are going well. I feel like God is being glorified. The church is, of course, it has never been closer. People are sacrificing in different ways. It's a beautiful thing to see. We're coming together every day, praying, fellowshipping. It's a lovely time too. And I realise that this has taken over 10 minutes. I try to keep it under 10 minutes. Yeah. I won't even bother apologising. Actually, I got an email from my brother, I'm guessing, and his wife today, Josh and Beck, and they had a number of ideas for me to make these a little bit more interesting, and just to interview people, and there's great ideas. So hopefully over the next week we'll get some more interesting videos, more interesting updates. Yeah. But I'm going to do a little bit more work on the computer, and then I guess I'm going to go and, well, maybe I won't go. I'll just sit here and see who comes in to sit by the fire with me, and then I'll go off to bed a bit later. I took my glasses off because they reflect the light terribly. I guess they don't. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for praying.